Amrit Mandal was 29 years old on the night of December 25th around 11 p.m. in Rajbari's Pangsha sub-district in Bangladesh. Roughly 3.5 hours from Dhaka, a mob caught him and beat him to death. Local accounts claimed that he led a gang involved in extortion. They say that on the fateful night he went to a villager's house to demand money, but there's no proof of that. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, he was killed because he was a Hindu. Deepu Chandra Das, a Hindu factory worker in Mymensingh, was lynched by a mob on December 18, 2025 over blasphemy allegations. Why was he killed? Why was he tied to a tree? Why was he burnt alive? Because, ladies and gentlemen, he was a Hindu. The pattern has become impossible to ignore. Don't look away if you're watching me tonight. 2 Hindu men killed by mobs within 2 days. Where is the secular liberal lobby? The All India Majlis-e-Ittihad ul-Muslimin chief Asaduddin Owaisi had filed a plea in the Supreme Court for a stay onto CAA. Can Owaisi of the MIM, after the massacre of Hindus, hundreds of Hindus, agree that CAA is the only way necessary to save Hindus in Bangladesh? Where are the people who said all eyes on Rafah? Why don't they say all eyes on Dhaka? When they weep for the genocide in Gaza, why is Alia Bhatt, Priyanka Chopra, Kareena Kapoor, Varun Dhawan, Rashmika Mandana, Sonakshi Sinha, Samantha Ruth Prabhu, Tripti Dimri, Dia Mirza and Richa Chadda, all of these people shared all their eyes on the Rafah post? Why don't they say all eyes on Bangladeshi Hindus? Ladies and gentlemen, why don't they say all eyes on Bangladeshi Hindus? Owaisi, didn't he hail Palestine in his swearing-in ceremony?
Jai Bhim, Jai Meem, Jai Telangana, Jai Palestine.
Why is he quiet now? Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh never shy away from fighting for the rights of Muslims. Rahul Gandhi's party has started defining itself as a Muslim party. Does their definition of life and the right and freedom have no place for Hindus in India and beyond? Mamata Banerjee says, I love Bangladesh because our language is the same. When it comes to Rohingyas, she says, if helpless people come knocking on the doors of Bengal, I will open the doors to them. She has no right to do that. She cannot compromise the sovereignty of our country. Somebody must take her on. Why the same Mamata Banerjee not welcoming and calling for the persecuted Bangladeshi Hindus, more than 1 crore of them, to storm and enter the country through Bengal, where we can give them a wonderful welcome? Because these Bangladeshi Hindus will not be part of a Muslim vote bank politics. Their morality is false, ladies and gentlemen. It crumbles the moment a Hindu is killed. All these seculars, pseudos, frauds, the entire echo chamber built around their false sense of righteousness and morality crumbles the moment a Hindu is killed. What is happening today? In Bangladesh, Hindus are beaten, dragged out of their homes, beaten by mobs, burnt alive on highways, killed over rumors, over faith and over identity. And while this is happening, the secular, pseudo-secular, fake secular lobby in India is, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely quiet while our country is facing a different assault. There is a tsunami of illegal Bangladeshi infiltrators entering and sustaining their lives on Indian soil. It is not a small number. Assam itself admits 2 million infiltrators in India. The number, some say conservatively, is 2 crore. I believe it is at least 4 crore infiltrators in this country. So you would say, what is the solution? The only solution, and now I'm coming to the moot point, is to boycott the infiltrators completely and start a new public national movement to do this. Boycott them because Hindus in Bangladesh are being lynched, beaten and set on fire. Boycott the Bangladeshi infiltrators in India because in Bangladesh, mobs, Islamist mobs burn temples and schools. Their human rights activists look the other way. Boycott them because their illegal entry into India steals our jobs, floods our cities, and drains resources meant for our citizens. And there is not a slightest exaggeration on this. This is the reality. I want, in fact, the government to do much more on this. I was told that 6,000 infiltrators have been caught. I was told in one city, in Uttar Pradesh, there are 17 detention centers. I find it impossible to believe. There must be at least 6 lakh plus infiltrators caught, and we must make an example of them. And no, this is not a form of McCarthyism. This is straightforward nationalism. These people have used forged documents and fake IDs to cheat the system, to cheat law-abiding Indians, take away our jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, there are some Indian Mir Jafars and Jayachans who are supporting illegal migrants, the more illegal migrants, the less our claim to protect the real victims. The real victims in Bangladesh are the persecuted Hindus. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I would go so far as to say, make this a movement, potentially a movement. Boycott companies, boycott employers who hire illegals, boycott politicians who shield illegals and infiltrators. Identify the illegals, identify the infiltrators, and create a social mass movement where illegals feel so insecure to even breathe on our soil that they run back. There is no other alternative. The only real punishment for Bangladesh will be a financial punishment. Now imagine 3 crore Bangladeshis. If they were to be sending back 20,000 rupees a month, that would be 60,000 crore rupees a month by conservative estimates. You would say, no, Arnab, the number is much less. Maybe it is half that number. Even that, half that number is 30,000 crore rupees a month. Annualize that number, ladies and gentlemen. That's 3,60,000 crore rupees being sent at the very minimum from India to Bangladesh. Stop that flow of money. Shut the tap. Drain their resources. And then they will be on their knees. And then, on terms that suit us, we will negotiate.